This is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today I want to talk to you about the truth about energy healers. So in this video we are going to cover kind of what is an energy healer actually doing, if an energy healer is working on you, how it can affect you, and essentially what are the long-range benefits of working with an energy healer, and what can you do to make it so that your energy healing work actually does something for you rather than just becomes a kind of like an addictive experience that you need to have over and over and over again and you can never maintain or sustain. Okay, so when we look at the human being as a whole, we need to remember that we are layers of density, okay? So what you are is, you obviously have your body. That's the most dense part of you, okay? So your physical vehicle is the most dense representation of you on the planet, okay? In this 3D reality, right? And then you actually have all these other layers to yourself that are less and less dense, okay? So you have your thought body, and you have your emotional body. Some people call it your pain body. And we have all these different levels and layers, and you can think of it almost like those Russian dolls, right? Like how there's the doll inside the doll, inside the doll, inside the doll, inside the doll. But if we really want to get like a super clear understanding of this, it's a little bit hard for our dualistic minds to understand because it's not really like there are these like separate layers. It's like everything is infused into every layer, okay? So it's like your physical body contains your emotional body, your energetic body, your thought body. All these layers of yourself are simultaneously inside itself and outside itself, right? And so it can be easier to think of this like layers, right? And in most esoteric teachings and in most esoteric understandings, they will explain it to you like that. Like there's the astral body, and then there's the thought body, there's the emotional body, there's the physical body, there's the, right? Or the other way around. And I understand that it's easier to understand it in that kind of like way for our kind of logical sequential minds, rather than saying, well, it's all connected, it's all in and of itself. But that's essentially what's happening, okay? So understanding that your physical body and the actions that you take and the thoughts that you think and the emotions that you have are all essentially going to be a reflection of what's happening in your energetic body. Okay, so think of it like this. As we go down in the layers of density, right? So thinking that your energetic self, the part of you that is just pure energy, is like the least dense version of you that's manifest here in the physical world, okay? And then we come down into your thoughts and your emotional body, and then we have your physical body, right? So these are just like layers of density. And all of the layers of yourself reflect all the other layers of yourself, okay? So what this means is there's never something going on in your thoughts that's not affecting your emotions, that's not affecting your physicality, okay? And there's never something going on in your physicality that's not affecting your emotions, that's affecting your thoughts, that's affecting your energy. So we can think of it like it's almost like this, it's all just this system of mirrors, okay? And so if we really want to get to almost like a root of what's going on with somebody, we can bypass the physical, bypass the emotional, bypass the thought realm, bypass all that stuff, and go directly to the energy, okay? So where is the energetic block that's happening in your flow, right? So understanding that we as beings here on the planet Earth are essentially here to conduct energy. We're here to move energy. We're here to transmute energy. We are manifestors. We are creators. That is one of the essential lessons of life on Earth, is to manipulate energy. And so, like I say, this lightest part of yourself, this least dense version of you, is your energy body, okay? So that energy body is designed to conduct. And that energy that it's conducting right, serves your evolution. As you continue to conduct and conduct and conduct all the energy that's coming at you from the universe, right, you are receiving more and more information, you are evolving, you are becoming more complex, you are riding the emotional wave, or the evolutionary wave, so to speak, okay? This is what's happening. And so if everything is flowing beautifully and perfectly, and there's no blocks, and you are fully at one with reality, right? Your energy field is fully open, you're allowing everything to just flow through, and you're having your experiences and all this stuff, what we're gonna see is that, generally speaking, your emotional body is going to be pretty much in balance, your thought body is going to be in balance, and of course your physical body is going to be in balance, right? And then when we have things where we're blocking reality, we're blocking the flow of energy, we're not allowing for ourselves to receive the information that we need in order to continue our evolution, right? When that evolution is being blocked because we're not accepting that energy, this is where we see stagnation and blocks and then dis-ease. Okay, so dis-ease in the mind, dis-ease in the emotions, dis-ease in the body. And so when an energy healer is working on you, all right, essentially what they're doing is they are using their energy body, so their least dense part of themselves, to tune in and tap in to what's going on with you on your energetic level, okay? And they are essentially shifting things around, removing blocks, allowing for energy to flow where it was not flowing before, okay? Which is essentially raising your vibration, raising your frequency, helping you to receive more information to parts of yourself that were previously blocked off from that information. So you can think of it almost like, you know, if you've got a house or like a box, say you have like a box and then there's like 8 boxes inside that box, and each box has a light bulb, and one of the light bulbs, the electricity is not flowing to it, right? Then that one little individual box is going to be dark, where maybe the other 7 are lit. And if we then light that 8th light bulb, the whole box is going to glow brighter, right? And it's the same thing when we have an energetic block, right? When there's a part of us that is not receiving that information, when there's a part of us that is not receiving that energetic flow from the universe, when there's a part of us that's blocked off or closed or not functioning properly, right? That's when we have issues of problems. Like things don't evolve, things are not complex, things are devolving, things are going chaotic, right? So we see that in our thoughts and our emotions and our physical body. We also see when we have blocks in the emotional or in the energetic body, we can have this thing where it's almost like this trickle-down effect, and it appears in the body like there are parts of the body that get fried, right? Energetically fried. So almost like with fibromyalgia, right? Where the nerve ending is literally being fried, right? It's almost like instead of the energy being allowed to completely flow through the nervous system, it's getting stuck in a place, and that actually fries the nerves, right? Just like in a wire. If the energy is flowing through the wire, that's fine. It's designed to be a conductor. But if that energy starts to not be able to go, right? If there's a block, it fries the wire. You see what I'm saying here? So we see these kind of things. It's like, it's this, either the energy is not flowing to a certain part, right? Either there's just no energy being called to this area because it's that blocked off, or the energy is being called to an area, but there's a certain block that's causing a fry, okay? And so, like I say, when we have this lack of energy, when we have this lack of flow to any part of ourselves, it's first on the energetic level, all right? So it's happening on an energetic level first. There is a blockage to the flow of reality. You're blocking your flow of energy because you're in resistance, you're in fear, you're not allowing for the evolution to take place, and this trickles down and causes chaos on all the other levels of yourself, because again, you are a complex being. And if any part of you is not receiving the information, the energy, the flow that it requires in order to function properly, it will devolve in its function, right? So like I say, we can look at this like on a purely physical level. If the kidney is not receiving proper blood flow, it's not because the kidney's broken, right? It's not that the kidney then can't filter because the kidney is broken, right? If it's not receiving proper blood flow, it's not getting the energy and the nutrition that it needs in order to function. And when it doesn't get the energy and the nutrition that it needs in order to function, it will not function properly, and it will descend into chaos and cause chaos in the body, right? And the answer is not cut out the kidney. The answer is increase the flow of blood to the kidney. So then the kidney can carry out its complex functions. You see what I'm saying here? So your being is a complex thing, right? It requires a lot of energy to run, and then it requires an increasing amount of energy in order to evolve. So if you're not allowing for that energy to flow through, there's going to be a descent into chaos, right? On all the other levels of yourself. So an energy worker is simply tuning their senses into these other layers of yourself. And I mean, this is not all that crazy to think about, right? Because even the most, I would say, like, out of tune people can feel someone else's emotions, right? Everyone's had the experience where they've walked into a room and been like, ugh, I just got like a bad feeling from that guy. Or I had a really good feeling about that person. Or I could just feel something was weird with this person, right? And we think that, like, we don't have these abilities to perceive these things about each other, but of course we do, because we're all connected, right? So there's this, right? An energy healer is simply someone who has allowed themselves to open their minds enough to tune in to other people's energetic body. Okay, so they're not just perceiving you on a physical level, they're not just perceiving you on an emotional level, they're not just perceiving you on a thought level, they're perceiving you on one of your highest, least dense levels, okay? They can see or feel or sense, however it is that they receive the information, where the blocks to the flows of energy are happening. And where there's a block to a flow of energy, right, there's going to be a contraction, a constriction, and there's going to be a descent into chaos, okay? And again, this is going to manifest on all the other layers of yourself, because you are simply mirrors, right? You are a system of mirrors. Everything is reflecting everything else. So because we are all connected, right? Ultimately speaking, because we are all connected, an energy healer can come in and intend there to be light and energy and love and flow sent to this blocked area in you, okay? They can do that. We have the ability to help each other out, because that's all that we're doing, okay? Essentially what they're doing is they're reminding you of what it feels like to have energy flowing to that place where it has previously been cut off. That's all that's happening when you are getting energy work done on you. That's all that's happening when you go to a yoga retreat. That's all that's happening when you feel like elevated by a spiritual talk that you've been to. Like, when we say energy work, we can literally mean anything that uplifts you. Anything that you feel shifts your being into a higher state, right? If you have a realization because you've listened to somebody, they were simply reminding you of another vibration, okay? And now I'm going to say something a little bit crazy, but again, just take it for what it is. If you take plant medicine, ayahuasca, even LSD, pot, that plant, all it's doing is reminding you of a vibration. It's reminding you of what it feels like to be in a certain state of consciousness where there is energy and life and light flowing through a part of yourself that it was previously blocked off from, okay? And like I say, now, we can affect our energy body physically, right? So when we are consuming a lot of heavy foods and a lot of dense stuff, and we're creating blocks, physical blocks inside of our physical bodies, this has an effect on the energetic level. And at the same time, it's those blocks that are happening on the energetic level trickle down and cause you to do things on the physical, okay? So it's one big system. It's like everything plays into itself, everything plays into each other. And so this is what we say, is like, really, we can deal with things on a physical level, we can deal with things on an emotional level, we can deal with things on an energetic level, but if we don't do what it requires to maintain that new level of flow, So here is what we need to understand about going to an energy healer or to a spiritual talk or anything like this, okay? They can give you the reminder. They can increase the flow to that area for a period of time, okay? They can do this little manipulation so that there is awareness, consciousness, energy, whatever you want to call it, flowing to a part of yourself that used to be blocked off. However, there is a reason that that block was there in the first place. There is a reason that you weren't already functioning with that part of yourself receiving energy. Okay? So now if you do not deal with the reason why the block was there in the first place, you will come crashing down from your energy work. Right? You will come crashing down after your realization that you had at the retreat or with the spiritual person or whatever. If you don't do the work to actually figure out, okay, that's what it felt like. Wow, okay, thank you for giving me that reminder of what it feels like to have energy flowing to that place. Thank you for the reminder of what it feels like to be at this higher vibration. Thank you for the reminder, ayahuasca, of where my consciousness could be, right? But if you are not then saying, okay, I should be able to be like this all the time. There should be no crash. So why is the crash happening? Why was that energy not already flowing? So this is the bottom line here. We are all connected, but we each individual have free will. So no one can come in and unblock something for you permanently. This is the most essential thing to understand about energy work, or listening to a teacher, or listening to a healer, or going to coaching, or any of these things where you feel like you get your vibration boosted. It's only effective if you use it as a reminder, and then you do your work that says, when I have the crash, because you will always have the crash, okay? Or, you know, if you're really proactive and really someone who's super aware, you can allow yourself to have that vibrational lift and then notice, okay, well, where do I usually go? Where is the usual thing that, like, where's the place that I'm usually at that I'm not at right now at this high place? And can I start to consciously send love, consciously send awareness, do that self-love meditation that I had posted, I can post a link down below, to those heavy parts, right, that were blocked off, because that's what it was. You see what I'm saying here? You're going to feel relief from symptoms. You're going to feel relief from thought patterns. You're going to feel relief from physical things when you go to an energy healer. However, if you don't take that and use that as information to say, okay, this is what it feels like to have energy flowing here. These are the kinds of thoughts that I have when the energy is flowing here. These are the kinds of inspirations that I have when the information is flowing here. How is this different than how I'm usually living? And so how can I send love to that part of myself that wants to shut this back down? Because that's what's always going to happen, right? The heavy, dense part of yourself that was blocking the flow is still there. Now you can just look at it with a little bit more awareness because you've had a separation from it, okay? So whatever it is that pulls you back down out of your energetic high from being with your Reiki master or with your spiritual teacher or with whatever, that's the part of you that you need to focus on sending love to, because that's the part that's blocking you from being in that high vibrational state all the time. So this is the bottom line about it. If you go to an energy healer and you feel something, or you feel a shift, you should be able to maintain that all the time. What's going to happen is you're going to have a crash afterwards, which then shows you, okay, that's where I'm blocking the flow, right? The energy healer reminded me, the medicine reminded me, whatever it was I took reminded me of where I could be, what my more natural state, if when things are flowing, that's what it feels like. And then my crash is the thing that's showing me where I'm blocking love from myself, where I'm blocking the flow from myself. And that's the work you do, okay? And then you can then maintain that high vibrational state all the time without having to go to an energy worker. Okay, so an energy worker can't heal you. A spiritual teacher can't heal you. No one can do it for you. They can give you a reminder of what it feels like to be in that high state. Okay? They can give you a reminder of what it feels like to have that flow flowing. And then you do the work to get yourself to be able to be there all the time. All right? So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. Like, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Okay? Mwah!